So this is module 1. So whenever there's a negative underneath the square root, you are going to start. So the yellow paper that I handed out has the bell work for this week. So take the yellow paper out, put that on top. The yellow paper. That's our bell work for the week. Okay. All right, so if you see that negative, the first thing you want to do is take it up. We're going to separate it. So you're going to separate it as -1 times 9. Does anybody remember what the square root of -1 is? I. Good. So this changes to an I. Does anybody know what the square root of 9 is? It is 3. If you were to make a cake with 9, you can divide it by 3 twice. So you have a pair of 3s, so this would be I3. Or you could say 3I. Same thing. That's your answer to number 1. For number 2, we have to factor. We got A, B, C. The first step to factor is always look for a greatest common factor. We don't have one. So we're going to make our X. At the top of the X, multiply 2 times 6. So what is 2 times 6? Am I missing a chair? 2 times 6 is 12. And then B goes on the bottom. So don't say it out loud. Take a moment and see if you can figure out what our numbers are. Oh, here they go. 2 numbers that multiply to give you 12 and add to 7. Thumbs up when you know the numbers. Just curious who has them. 2 people have them. 3 people, 4 people. 5 people, 6 people, 7 people. Okay. And what's the numbers? Anybody? 4 and 3. So let's make our box. A always goes top left. C will go bottom right. Is that somebody at our door? Oh, I think that's next door. All right, and then you're going to put 4x and 3x. And now we're going to take out our GCFs. I'm going to break down these boxes for you. So 2x squared is the same as 2xx. 4x is 2 times 2 times x. 3x is just a 3 times x. And 6 can be 3 times 2. So go ahead and take out your GCFs. So you're going to look this direction. And what can I take out of both of these boxes? A 2 and an x. Good. So that's going to go here. And the bottom row, they both have a 3. So that's going to go here. And if we look at what's left, the only thing that we have left is an x and a 2. So your factors would be 2x plus 3 times x plus 2. Any questions about how we factored that? There is a lot of factoring on your final, and we'll start talking about the final next week. All right, so now let's go to your notes, which is the orange packet. Make sure you list the your first name, your last name, and the quiz date is on December 6th. All right, so mean, median, mode, and range. So how do you find the mean? To find the mean, that's the same thing as average. Another word for mean is average. First step is add up all the numbers. And then you're going to divide by, I don't want to say number of numbers because that sounds kind of weird, but that's really what you're doing. By who? What'd you say? Divide by numbers added. That sounds better. Thank you. Okay. That's how you find the mean. And then I'll do this one next since it's right there. Mode. Anybody remember what the mode is? That's the number that occurs the most. So think most. Mode is the most. All right, median. The first thing you have to do is arrange in order. So you need to arrange the numbers in order. From the smallest number to the largest number. And the median is the middle number. That's the middle. But it has to be arranged in order first. So arrange the numbers in order from the smallest to the largest and pick the middle. And the last term that we're going to talk about is the range. And to find the range, you subtract the largest number minus the smallest number. And that's the 4 that we're going to focus on. If you look at your homework, the front side, you're going to find mean, median, mode, range, and then we'll talk about outliers tomorrow. So let's go ahead and do that now. Does anybody need more time copying down the definitions? No? Okay. So now we have our set of numbers, so let's go ahead and do it. So I want you to take your calculator and all of these numbers, these are my numbers, I want you to add 12 plus 9 plus 13 plus 19 plus 12, 9, 13, 19, 14, 19, and 11. You're going to add up all those numbers. So I'm adding up these numbers that's at the top, right there. So pick up your calculator and add those numbers. And what did you all get? 87? Well, sorry, I can't hear you. I don't have my, what did you get? 97? Who got 97? Raise your hand if you got that. Okay, good. So we got 97. So now, how many numbers did we add up? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers. So we're going to divide that number. We're going to divide it by 7. So in your calculator, take 97 divided by 7. And then we'll just round it to the 10th place. So that's just one number. So that would be 13.9. 13.9, that is the mean. That would be your answer. That's the mean. All right, so now let's do the median. We're going to put these numbers in order. So the smallest number is 9. And what I like to do is cross them out so I don't get confused. So the smallest number is 9. Cross that out. What's the next smallest number? 11. Cross that out. After 11, what's the next number? 12. Cross that out. After 12 is what? 13. Cross that out. After 13, we have what? 14. And then we have two 19s. So we got to write them both. So now they're in order. So we got to figure out what number is in the middle of the list. So what number do we have in the middle of our list? Yep, so we got 1, 2, 3 over here, and 1, 2, 3 over here. The number in the middle is 13. That is our median. The mode, that's the number that occurs the most. Now, that doesn't mean not all data has a mode. If every single number only happens one time, then you don't have a mode. But we do have a number that we have 2. That's twice. So what number popped up twice? 19. So that would be our mode because that was the most. And then the range, we're going to take the biggest number, which is 19, and subtract from the smallest number. So take 19 minus 9. Go ahead and do that. And you should get 10. And that's all there is to it. Who remembers learning this? Probably like junior year? Okay, sophomore year. Okay. All right, so let's do it again. So now we got a much longer list of terms. So we started off pretty easy. So pick up your calculator. This is the number of interceptions thrown during one regular season for each team in the NFC. We're going to find the mean, the median, and the mode, and then we're going to round it to a whole number. So pick up your calculator, and I want you to add all of these numbers. So pick up your calculator and add all of these numbers together. All right, I want to check my number. What'd you all get? Anybody have a number yet? 197. Anybody raise your hand if you have 197. All right, good. So we got 197. But we got to divide that by how many numbers we added up. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So there's 15 football teams in the NFC. Okay. So we're going to take that and divide that by 15. So 197 divided by 15. And we're going to round that to the nearest whole number. So you see how we have 13.1? We only want the numbers in front of the decimal. So just 13. So 13, that is the average number of interceptions in the NFC. All right, now comes for the more complicated part. We got to put these numbers in order. So what's our smallest number? 8. So there's 2 8s. So we're going to list that twice. Cross them out as you go. And then the next number would be what? Do we have a 9? No. Do we have 10? We got a 10. Put that next. 11 pops up twice. 12. How many 12s do we see? 1, 2, 3. I see 3 12s. And then we have a 13. And then we have 2 14s. And then we have a 15. And then we have, what's next? 17. And then I have 118. And then I have a 22. So what I like to do, because there should be 15 numbers, I like to add them up and make sure I didn't drop a number. So we got 1, 15, yeah, because there should be 15 numbers, remember. So this data, we had 15 numbers. Okay, so now we got to figure out what number is in the middle. So don't say it out loud, but I want you to figure out what number is in the middle of the list. Okay, who got 12 in the middle? Okay. Now, what number in our list do we have the most of? Yep, we had 12, yeah. See how 12 popped up 3 times? There is no other number that popped up more than 3 times, so that would be our mode. Okay. All right, so you only have one. This is our last homework, y'all. Amen. So use this time to work on the front side of your homework. Now, don't worry about the word outlier. But what you can do for the data sets is you can find the mean, the median, the mode, and the range for numbers 1 through 6. Or, sorry, 1 through 5. So use this time to work on that. And then that's it. It's our last homework.